Hello again everyone, Melth here, with a special side challenge video to my usual Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run. I'll be showing how you can take no damage not only on your own team but on the Tieflings too, while surviving the Goblin Horde siege of the Druid Stronghold. So, this is where I backed up my files after episode 19. I did that every few episodes in case of any kind of catastrophic bug so it doesn't ruin the entire run. Speaking of things that could spoil the entire run, one reason this will also be beneficial is that there are a few fights, like this Goblin Horde siege one, where if you do them in a certain way, it can be a fun one-time battle, but then you miss out on tons of story content. Gortash's Coronation is a great example of that. If you fight him in his Coronation where you're not really supposed to fight him, it's an epic battle and a lot of fun, but then you miss out on like 3 entire quest lines. So, what I might do for that kind of situation, like this one, is make a side video showing how the fight would go and how I would handle it, and then, do things the way that allows me to actually get most of the story for the main version of the run. In any case, besides that, the other reason that I didn't want to kill Minthara at the Druid Grove is that you can't get her as a character if you kill her there. And another reason was that I could not justify giving her the location in character. It just makes no sense to give up the location of the Druids and the Tieflings for nothing when we have her right where we want her here.
Has not returned, and half of the intruders escaped your guards.
We see here that she's a pretty ineffectual leader all in all. Mostly just threatens the wrong people,
Till their sanctuary is found.
rather than doing anything productive, or putting the right person on the job.
Every hour that
I understand that, despising goblins and being mad at them for their constant failures and worthlessness, but maybe you should just work with one of the drow on the staff to get something done instead.
Squeal soon enough, I swear.
silence now, creature, or I will silence you forever.
As she turns to you, her thoughts mingle with yours. A cold hand caressing your brain. The chamber melts away to reveal a dark, endless nowhere.
I think I mentioned before that I think it's fairly interesting, and a good choice, that each of the 3 goblin leaders was met by a different one of the Chosen. For Minthara, it's Orin. For Priestess Gut, it was Gortash. And for Dror Ragzlin, it was Ketheric. There's kind of a correspondence there, I would say, too.
True soul in such a grotesque form.
So she just races against you if you're an elf here.
Has a place in her heart, even
I haven't ever had her in a party before, so I don't know how her character will develop over the course of the game, but she's really quite a jerk to start with.
and obey me.
I'll also point out, so if you're an elf or whatever, she'll hate you despite you being a fellow true soul. But if you are a fellow drow or whatever, but question the absolute in any way, she'll kill you for that too. So really, she's very, very picky is my impression of her.
Her excitement is palpable.
She'll put God over race if that means attacking you, and she'll also put, race over God if that means a chance to mock non-drow.
She will seize it in the Absolute's name. You suddenly feel a strange anxiety take hold. Not your own, but that of the Gith artifact you carry. Somehow, it's afraid. You attune your mind to it. The artifact does not want...
I think we've seen this before in the other run.
Whimpering in our dungeon, tried to flee to their sanctuary. We will continue to remove parts of him until he tells us exactly where it is.
It's like the least efficient method of torture, which is probably also the worst way to get information from people that's accurate. But you can't expect much from drow about this kind of thing.
Closing around yours.
Speak, true soul. The hunt must begin soon. You are sure? And how did you find it?
I mean, it's like literally right down the street. I don't know how you didn't find it, to be honest.
Excellent. Now, show it to me. Be my eyes.
Her mind enters yours, a splinter of ice piercing your memories. Tiefling faces flicker into view as she attempts to learn the grove's location. She sees the entrance to the grove as the adventurers retreat inside, joining the tieflings.
The adventurers, of course, are gone by now.
As blood and shadow spread like stains across your memory, erasing all that lived there.
The cowards found refuge among the desperate. Perfect. If the inhabitants do not realize you are the knife at their throats, we can use that against them. go to their
This is a decent plan A, but she has no plan B as it turns out, other than to just basically die helplessly.
I will gather a raiding party and move into position. You will open the gates from...
Now, one interesting thing here, we'll walk out with her, she gathers the raiding party. I've done some experimentation to see how it works. There are some pre-placed goblins who will be at the goblin stage no matter what you've done in the camp or in the outside, but you'll also take a few people out from among the goblins here if they're still alive. And it'll be totally indifferent how many of them are dead.
Painting she depicts of the massacre.
This is, I guess, a Dark Urge line here.
The Absolute brought you here for a reason. To throw open those gates so we can crush our enemies. Good. Marshalling the goblins is no simple matter.
Yeah, I got some sympathy for her there.
Be ready to attack by next light. You must make your...
The other reason I didn't want to do this in my run, of course, is that you, as her last light comment implies, must rest for it to happen. Of course, I'm doing a no long rest run, so didn't want to do that.
As will I. For the Absolute. Gather the raiders.
These cultists.
Yes, your leadership. We won't.
I'll talk with you later, Carla. Not in front of the scrying eye about your concerns. So anyway, I just wanted to point out that she just walked through the corpses of all the goblins without really registering that they're all dead.
When we reach the grove, you charge.
We're invincible.
They will charge without her command, actually.
This is the big one, lads. Nothing can stop us, any of you.
We strike for the Absolute.
I mean, you're gonna run the whole way? And I guess outside she's going to find, you know, a massacre where the party used to be and all the goblins dead, but doesn't register that either. As far as I can tell, none of the party goblins will ever show up at the siege anyway. Only a small number of goblins from the inside here get pulled out with her and will be at the siege. In any case, let's go meet her there. Alright, so we've all got our elixirs and whatnot back. And the druids, not the druids, the tieflings now have all their baggage here, which you are allowed to just go through and loot. There were some smoke powder bombs available, as I recollect. There are also some smoke powder bombs available over hereabouts, which are theft for some reason, but I want to just point out that they are there because they're tremendously valuable in this fight. So, yeah, good to know about them.
You might be afraid of your own shadow, but some of us...
Puff out your chest all you like.
How did you... Gods! You have a habit of turning up where you're least expected, but no less welcome for that. We've spotted goblins in the woods. What happened at their camp?
Let's awkwardly skip over what exactly happened there, because I can't justify it in character.
We're almost ready to leave. Well... there's nothing for it now. A fight it will have to be. We threw them back once. If you're with us, perhaps we can do it again. We need to thin the goblin numbers quickly if we're to have any chance of survival.
Good plan. We'll do exactly that. That'll make it really easy.
Has been buried out in
This oil trap thing is kind of an interesting idea too, I would say. Although I feel like the barrels are not positioned well for that. In fact, some of them are up here with us, which is not really where I want them at all.
Your courage is catching, it seems. Or perhaps I've finally lost my reason. Make what preparations you deem necessary, and then sound the horn. Let's have this done.
Is Starry in stealth mode or something? I was confused why I kept saying stealth rolled successfully. Well, let's have you turn invisible. So basically we can do whatever preparation we want. You have all the time in the world, then once you sound the horn, you are going to be in battle. So that's ideal, really. We can prepare whatever way we see fit, which is tremendously powerful for us, because there's so many good buffs you can prep with in this game. Let us... if I want to keep all the tieflings alive and unharmed, which I want to just for my challenge, I'm going to need Featherfall, because this guy is an idiot, and will jump off the cliff to his death voluntarily. That was supposedly patched a long time ago, but I found it has not been patched. He will just, you know, jump to his death every single time. Featherfall on you guys. Then we're going to cast Bless on our main people here. Our main attackers from my party, that is. Okay. Now we get set up and then we sound the horn. One thing I think I'm going to want is some mage hands, are ideal for this kind of thing, because we're going to be throwing objects down from a high place at them. So a tanky mage hand that is invisible is ideal for that. Let's put it over there where it won't get spotted accidentally by Ballista. I guess it was actually almost spotted, but in any case, that's fine. And then Ballista can conjure up his own mage hand, I don't know, over there. We could have Karlach make one too, but I feel like this is overkill. Like, I'm going to show I can just liquidate these goblins, take no damage whatsoever. So,
Such a headache.
I will keep things comparatively simple. I do think it's a good idea to move Astarion over this way. Because when the battle begins, if we want to take no damage, the biggest problem are the guys that can win initiative and go early. There's going to be a sword spider they're called over there that will always be doing really well in initiative. We want Astarion to be able to take it out pretty fast. So we'll have him walked partly into that direction.
At the ready.
Likewise, I think we'll have Lei Boing Zell over hereabouts. And let's set ourselves up with a speed potion.
No, never mind.
That I also think I want to have Ballista drink an invisibility potion. It's very, very good to have one party member be invisible at the start of this fight. You can do it with like an invisible mage hand, or with, you know, Shovel being out there invisible, or invisible scroll, I don't care. Many, 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 many ways to have someone invisible. Just having someone invisible is a huge advantage here. Let's do Oil of Accuracy. We really don't need this, all these buffs, it'll just make it easier. But like, we can do this with no buffs whatsoever and take no damage. Alright, let's sound the horn. And for some reason, Minthar's forces are primed to attack us when we blow a horn, rather than, you know, when they do. Odd plan, Minthar. These sword spiders are pretty cool enemies. You'll never actually fight them anywhere except in this battle. They'll never be seen anywhere else. It's definitely a fun fight and worth seeing.
This is it. Everything turns on this.
This is, I think, pretty definitely Helm's Deep inspired, but... Minthar, you don't even know that spell.
I know that you are all afraid, but I also know that you have been fighting your whole lives. We have never been handed the easy choices or the gentle paths, and this is no different. These creatures would take our lives, our children, our future, and we must resist!
A splinter of ice works its way into your mind.
A pretty speech. It almost brings a tear to my eye. Now slit his throat and open that gate. The Absolute wants all of them dead. Traitor! You think you can stand against me and...
She should probably just back out at this point, because she has no way to get through that gate without our help. She's not caught here or anything either. Alright, the most important thing to do is immediately go into turn-based mode before your invisibility or other buffs wear off. Oh, interesting. Both our mage hands are not in combat here. I really expected that one would be. We can use that, I guess. So let's take a look at the battlefield here. So, a lot of enemies, but a lot more are not yet in the fight. For example, Sword Spider over there, not in the fight yet. It'll advance in the fight when either Minthara tells it to, on a future turn, or when we attack it ourselves, basically. Likewise, this guy down there, he's pretty close to the front line, but he's not in the initiative order yet. Now, why does that matter? A couple reasons. Number one, if you, for example, blow up one of these sappers, if they get to no HP, they blow up and do about 28 force damage to all people in a big area. Kind of like 2 smoke spider bombs going off, roughly. Pretty darn strong. But, if you blast someone who's not yet in the fight, like this guy, he'll get to heal up all the damage for free, the way the enemy just does when they're outside of combat. So, kind of a waste there. There are also some guys in these barrels who are not yet in combat and can't be hurt until the barrels themselves are destroyed with like the first volley, basically. After that, they can be blown up. Another reason that matters is that it turns out if you have someone who's invisible or hidden, basically, attack someone who's not in the fight, well, you'll see what happens. Let's go ahead and break that speed potion.
Pull yourself together.
Alright. So, who should we attack with Ballista here? Maybe that sword splitter to get into the fight, and maybe that... You know, actually, if I move a little bit, I can maybe get it off its perch in somewhere that's more valuable to me. See, the sword spider is interesting in that it can jump up onto these cliffs and start fighting you immediately from where it currently stands, but if you knock it back even a little tiny bit, then it can't anymore. I just can't quite jump high enough. Well, maybe I'll pull you in and soften you up at the same time. And let's maybe knock you back closer to the blast radius of the others. The important thing is, because a person who's invisible attacked a guy who's not in combat, they're surprised. Not just the people who were not in combat, but the entire army is now surprised. This game's surprise mechanics are complete nonsense, and this usually works against you, the player, but here it works in your favor. Alright. Let us set up this mage hand for perhaps throwing a smoke powder bomb. Which again, there are several available here, so no excuse to not have them. There's 2 on that table right there. I think there's some of these boxes over hereabouts, so you have plenty of smoke powder bombs, and their main job in this game is to destroy goblins efficiently. Like, that is the thing that they are best for. So I wonder if this non-invisible mage hand can throw that smoke powder bomb or if we'll get pulled into the fight first. We'll give it a try. We'll try to land it there without blowing up that one. That's going to be key. There we go. That should break open the barrels. And pull a lot of guys into the fight.
Is ever easy.
So that's good for us. Now, what do we need to get that darn spider into the fight? Not sure. Let's actually have a start and take out that spider over there next, so then Ballista can go properly. So we run over here with our haste if we can make it. These guys are not all in the fight yet, so we'll need to fix that pretty soon. I think if I shoot a fire arrow maybe at that guy, I can pull other people in the fight. So let's try that. Also hopefully softening up the zapper. I'm not sure if it actually hits him because I can't see the radius for some reason. But worth a try. There we go. Okay, I want to soften him up so I can efficiently have Astarion kill him now.
Smell blood.
That should do it. And this will now almost certainly kill.
Delicious.
There we go. Took down the sword spider, took down, or severely injured the bugbear. Did Warrior John get pulled into the fight? No. Oh, he's over there. Not in the fight yet. Okay, odd. Well, I can maybe have Ballista take out Warrior John before he decides to heal himself up or whatever. Okay. Next priority is probably blowing up that sapper over there. Which I think Astarion again is the best one for the job to do. So let's blow it up. Alright, got several of them, downed there. If I dash, not as a bonus action, but as a main action, I can then jump over there and be ready to fight next turn. Because I've already almost liquidated everything down here. There's not much left at all.
Now this is my happy place.
I guess that sword spider's not in the fight yet, so maybe I should get it in. This mage hand is also not in the fight yet. I can perhaps use it for that job. So maybe what I'll do is have have Karlach split up a void bulb. And then drop that on the ground. And then this out of combat mage hand can get over there. Try to pull these guys together to get blown up by the sapper. Okay, didn't pull it off the spot, but at least it got surprised. We know where it is in the initiative order.
Waits.
Shall we cut and run?
Hop, hop.
See if we've got your spirit to maybe finish off that guy. We'll give it a try. lived at 1 HP. Okay.
They're dying for me. All of them.
Well, let's just fix that, shall we? No? Okay, fine. Okay, so almost everyone's dead now.
I will ascend.
Let's do some throw damage to that spider that's otherwise kind of hard to hit.
Interest.
It would be funny. Save the spider for a little bit longer. And we're going to throw you at that bugbear down there. Minthara is terrible at resisting being thrown. Her athletics is not all that great, so she can just eat damage there.
Fuck yes.
Alright, then I will jump over there so we can now shoot the ogre next turn.
Where do I go from here?
Good job, Zevlor. You totally contributed to this fight. And Asherek will always jump down like an idiot. But this time he actually managed to land a hit, so good job, Asherek. Can you land near the spider and then attack it, maybe? It would be convenient to finish the thing off. No? You're out of actions. And you're out of actions. I don't think any spiders can reach it, but maybe... Oh, there we go. Maybe that's worth a try. There we go. If that had missed, I probably would have taken that with one of the auto-hit bulbs, like a spike bulb or a Vold bulb, where its armor class doesn't matter at all.
Time to strike. No time to waste.
Got some good damage on it there.
This is your end.
That's just as well, actually. I'd probably want to have Ballista take that one out. If he can hit Minthara. Can he? Yeah, he can. Because that then nets some extra actions with which to just bombard Minthara. And Astarion can finish off the ogre. Or can he? Yeah, he can.
Watch this.
You know, it's now making me wonder, is it actually possible in this version of the game now to recruit Minthara if you knock her out like this? So I'm going to hopefully not kill her like that. There we go. And then we will try seeing what happens if we jump over there, but not too close or get killed by the shockwave. Oh, you know, you have Nature Snare, which might just kill on its own. Can you drop that as like a free action? And then just punch? We'll give it a try.
You're not gonna like this, mate.
No idea if she'll be recruitable that way or not. I'm going to give it a test after this. But in any case, you can see there I won pretty handily, wiped out that they maybe have a chance to attack me whatsoever. Even without the surprise round, if you just focus on the ones that can go first, like the sword spiders already in the fight, and then blow up the ones that are near the sappers, you can pretty reliably wipe out almost all the armor before they can make any moves whatsoever. Even no resources, no bless, no oil of accuracy, no anything. It's a very doable fight. You'll take no damage if you have good tactics.
We did it.
But saving the tieflings like that takes some doing.
They name us outcasts, hellspawn, foul blood. But the blood of those who fell today.
Literally none of you fell today. I made sure you didn't get paper cuts.
So I call us by another name.
You can't even say Asherakfell because it put Featherfall on him.
We are family. The road to Baldur's Gate is a long one yet, but you have earned every stride so far. Make your preparations. We leave as soon as we're able.
I don't
I guess it does explain them overconfidently walking to the Shadow Curse.
or fate or sheer bloody luck. I don't care.
From here, things are basically the same as they were if you just killed the Goblin leaders at their camp. Similar conversations and whatnot.
Should you ever need it, you have family in Baldur's Gate.
And then Halsin shows up.
We need not. By all the watching gods.
I guess. Even though Droraxon's still alive, he just realized something was up and came here or something.
Return when you wish to travel to your camp.
Well, a pretty fun battle there, I would say. I definitely enjoyed that one. It's just, if I have to do this, or get to play most of the story and get to have Anthar as a party member, of course I'm going to go with the version that lets me actually get her as a party member and things like that. Hope you enjoyed seeing how that would go as a what-if scenario. Thank you for watching, everyone, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Macy3131, Frank Maidens, Master Knight DH, Jackie and Lino, George Grin, Travis, Carlo Andrea 97, Cthulhu's Mum, Andrew Curzon, Trubsy, Gregory, William Wakefield, Danny Hall, Jeffrey Morse, Just, Becca, Jack, Austin Livingston, Mashas01, Jacob Marshall, Nubiana, Till Fisher, Latinx, Discord Colossus, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostya Nesterovich, Luke, Frederick Brune, Goman Blackrock, Dodo King 4, Marcin Bialik, Maeve, Techno Waffle, Nebular, iLoop, Michael Francis, Emperor Kong 420, Robin Maki, Mick Balls, Daniel Sedachikato, Stiljan Flamey, Micah Murray, Lloyd, Shang Chen, Christopher Olin, and Stefan Van Zyl. Have a great day, everyone.